Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and welcome to the Wrestlemania 39 watch party. Wrestlemania Goes Hollywood, and we are going to go over our prediction list for all the matches that we currently have available. This is being recorded on Wednesday the 30th, so there might be some matches that happen on Friday, right before WrestleMania happens, because we have one SmackDown to go before WrestleMania itself. But this is what we currently have, and I'm going to tell you what I think of each one of them. So let's go over the matches first. On night one, we have the United States Championship between Austin Theory and John Cena. We have the SmackDown Women's Championship between Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships with the Usos defending against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Then we have a for no reason match, Becky Lynch, Lita and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. Tag titles not on the line. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul in another no reason match. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio in what could be a Rey Mysterio retirement match. Then we have the WrestleMania Showcase, Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders. Then for night two, we have the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns defending both titles against Cody Rhodes. We have the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. We have the Intercontinental Championship triple threat match, Gunther, champion, going up against Drew McIntyre and of course also going up against Sheamus. Then we have the Hell in a Cell match, Edge versus the Demon, Finn Balor. And then we have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. And lastly we have the WrestleMania Showcase for the women, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. So, now that we've went over all the matches, here's what I think is going to happen. Here's my predictions. I'm normally relatively good at predictions, but anything can happen in WWE, so don't take this as concrete. Take my advice if you want to. Don't feel like this is the absolute be-all and end-all. So, night one, WrestleMania 39. We are kicking off with the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus John Cena. Now, this could go either way. We could either see Austin Theory just retain against John Cena if John Cena is just here for a one-and-done match. If it is just a one-and-done match, John Cena is definitely losing. Austin Theory might try and get himself disqualified, might try and cheat or something. But I think they're trying to put Austin Theory over as a big star, because he has been winning his matches cleanly recently. He won against Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins without cheating. A lot of the other matches that he's had has been won. If there was any cheating involved, it wasn't down to Austin Theory, and I think they're going to try and turn Austin Theory into a face. However, John Cena is doing the whole storyline of "you're not ready yet." If it was me booking it, and I had infinite money, I would have John Cena win. I'd have him do a squash match against Austin Theory, and then Austin Theory realises how out of his depth he is, and then at SummerSlam have the rematch between Austin Theory and John Cena, with Austin Theory having lost everything and worked his way back up, and then beat John Cena for the United States Championship at SummerSlam, and then John Cena can extend his hand, and that makes Austin Theory into a big star. I think that's a lot better than Austin Theory just going over as the cocky champion that he is at the moment, where he just beats John Cena. So if John Cena is willing to work additional dates, John Cena wins. If John Cena is just here for WrestleMania and then he's going back to Hollywood, Austin Theory wins. That is what it comes down to. It comes down to John Cena's schedule on that one. SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. This has a lot of history. Of course, Rhea Ripley was the NXT champion. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, and she challenged Rhea Ripley and destroyed her at WrestleMania. This time, Rhea Ripley went from number one in the Royal Rumble to winning the whole thing, and she's chosen Charlotte Flair as the person that she wants to take on for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think Rhea Ripley has to win. I think Charlotte Flair winning doesn't do anything for either of them. I think Rhea Ripley winning is a big turning point for Rhea Ripley. I think it's a huge thing in her career. I think if Charlotte Flair wins, it's just another weekend for Charlotte Flair. So I think Rhea Ripley wins that championship. I also think there's going to be a lot of championships that are going to change hands at WrestleMania, and WWE doesn't like doing that. WWE likes to only do a couple of title changes, so I could be wrong on a few of these, but I would absolutely put Rhea Ripley on the SmackDown Women's Championship for winning. The Undisputed Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. This goes one of two ways. Either... So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn do not lose outright. Either Solo Sikoa interferes, or something happens, that the match gets thrown out, there's a double disqualification, there's a double count out, there's a something, and then the match is rerun at Backlash, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, however they want to do it. Or all of the Bloodline are going to lose all of their titles before Raw on Monday, which means that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens absolutely win the Tag Team Championships. And I think with the storyline that Sami Zayn has had recently, giving him the Tag Team Championships is a nice payoff for what he's been through. He didn't win the Undisputed Championship against Roman Reigns. Of course, that wasn't going to happen right before WrestleMania. But I could very, very see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the Tag Team Championships. I think they are the best candidates for beating the Usos for a long, long time. But if Roman Reigns is keeping the title, I could also see the Usos keeping their title if they're going to continue the Bloodline storyline, if they're going to go to WrestleMania 40 and Roman Reigns is going to fight The Rock. Because if The Rock agrees to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, I think the Bloodline keep their championships for another full year, and I think Roman Reigns beats that 1,000 day mark. So either I think all of the Bloodline lose all their titles, or all of the Bloodline keep all their titles, and there's no in between. I think that is the two things that happen. So I think Sami Zayn deserves to be Tag Team Champion. I think Kevin Owens is sort of along for the ride, which is a shame considering it's Kevin Owens. But I think the story here is Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, and about everything they've went through. And it makes sense for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to win. However, again, I see a lot of titles changing hands, and I don't see that happening in WWE. So it could very easily be the Usos. But I would lean towards Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Next up, Becky Lynch, Lita and Trish Stratus versus Damage Control. This is a no-reason match. The titles aren't on the line. Becky Lynch said on an Irish talk show that she wanted to be in the six-way match on night 1, and on night 2 she wanted to defend the tag titles against the winner of the tag team showcase. But it seems the showcase is now on night 2, so that isn't happening. Becky Lynch wants to call herself Becky 2 Fights, fighting at both nights of WrestleMania, and I think that was her just trying to make something happen. I don't think that was her revealing anything. So Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish Stratus versus Damage Control at WrestleMania. I think this is a feel-good moment. I think this is a feel-good match, and I think Becky Lynch, Lita and Trish win because Damage Control don't get anything from winning this. I think this is Becky Lynch trying to put an end to Damage Control. I don't think Damage Control are doing enough at the moment. I don't think they've done enough since they actually got together either. I think this is them trying to end the story, maybe have Damage Control go their separate ways, allow Bayley to be a single competitor again, maybe Dakota Kai and Io Sky start going off in their own directions. I'm not sure what they're planning to do with that, but I also don't see Lita and Trish hanging around much longer after WrestleMania, so I expect Becky Lynch and Lita to drop the tag titles at some point, but I think they're going to drop the tag titles to Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, because those are the two huge names that are in the tag team, the women's tag team division. And I don't expect Lita to hang around for the next 6 months or so. So I think this is a feel-good moment. I think this is going to be part of the WrestleMania highlight package that you're going to see Becky Lynch, Lita and Trish winning against Damage Control. Next up, we have Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. So Logan Paul has been annoying Seth Rollins. He eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. He eliminates him from the Elimination Chamber as well, even though he wasn't part of it. And the whole thing is Logan Paul has been getting one up on Seth Rollins every time, with Logan Paul with his big right fist, his metal implanted right fist, to give that extra devastating damage. And it's Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. This is Seth Rollins finally gets his hands on Logan Paul. I'm going to be controversial here. I don't think Seth Rollins gets anything out of beating Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul becomes a huge name, a huge heel if he beats Seth Rollins. I don't think he's going to beat Seth Rollins clean. I think he's going to cheat to do it. But I think Logan Paul is going to beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I think in terms of the storyline, it makes more sense for Logan Paul to win than to just have another feel-good moment for Seth Rollins to defeat Logan Paul. I could also see them going the feel-good moment way with Seth Rollins, especially considering what our next match is. So the next match, I'm going to put Logan Paul over on that one. Next match is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio is going into the Hall of Fame, and generally you don't have active wrestlers going into the Hall of Fame. I think Rey Mysterio has said for a little while now that he's getting older. He wants to cut back on wrestling. I think this might be his retirement match. Now, when Stone Cold faced The Rock at WrestleMania 19... Stone Cold didn't tell anyone that was going to be his retirement match. Very few people knew that was going to be Stone Cold's last ever match, and even at that, people didn't realise until like a year later that was Stone Cold's last match. Now, of course, Stone Cold did come back to take on Kevin Owens very recently, but that was like the first match he'd had in 19 years. So I think Rey Mysterio would be very, very happy to have his final match be at WrestleMania against his own son Dominic, and I think the finish to the match is Dominic Mysterio is going to take Rey Mysterio's mask. I also think that Dominic Mysterio isn't going to wear the mask. I think he's just going to, have it attached to his belt. He's going to walk around with it in his hand, and he's going to, sort of make fun of Rey Mysterio. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think when Dominic Mysterio turns face, he's going to put on the mask, and he's going to be the son of Rey Mysterio, rather than his current storyline, which is essentially the son of Eddie Guerrero. So I think Dominic Mysterio is going to turn on Judgment Day, not at WrestleMania, maybe not even at Backlash, maybe even as late as SummerSlam, or possibly even Survivor Series. I could also see Judgment Day turning on Dominic Mysterio, and I think at that point Dominic Mysterio is going to be put over as a face, and they're going to try and make him sort of a heroic character. And I think in order for that to happen, I think the catalyst is Dominic Mysterio has to beat Rey Mysterio, especially if this is Rey Mysterio's retirement match. There's a very old school thing with wrestlers that you go out on your back, you go out on your shield, and what that means is that you lose in your final match to put over the new talent, the new generation, the new era of people, and Rey Mysterio would have no greater joy than putting over his own son in his final retirement match, especially because Rey Mysterio accepted going into the Hall of Fame. There's a few people that have been nominated for the Hall of Fame and they've turned it down. Of course, there are some people that are in the Hall of Fame that still continue to wrestle. Jeff Jarrett is a great example of that. Jeff Jarrett is still very active currently over in AEW, but a lot of people, when they go into the Hall of Fame, that's them, their career is done. They finish up, they maybe have a couple of special matches after that, but they're not an active in-ring competitor at that point, after that point. So I think Dominic Mysterio is going over Rey Mysterio. I really do not see Rey Mysterio winning that match. Then we have the last one of night one, Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders. I don't care. You don't care. No one cares. This match is just to give a payday to each of these guys. This is the equivalent of putting the Andre the Giant Battle Royale Memorial Royal Rumble on the WrestleMania card. That's what this is. This is giving 8 guys their payday. There's no storyline here. Braun Strowman and Ricochet were made fun of by the Street Profits because they're bald. Alpha Academy is more interested in their storyline of Otis becoming Otis and joining Maximum Male Models. The Viking Raiders have no stake in this. The Street Profits have no stake in it. I think this is just a big WrestleMania highlight reel match. I could see Braun Strowman Ricochet doing some cool acrobatic stuff. I could see Street Profits, Montez Ford in particular, getting off, a big jump, like from the heavens, big super splash kind of thing. I think these guys are just going to get a little bit of a highlight reel, maybe try and boost up their rating a little bit. I don't think anyone cares. If I was to put money on it, Street Profits. If Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens win the tag titles and the Usos want to take some time away, maybe Viking Raiders. So the Viking Raiders are put forth as, guys that look like they're credible and could go after the tag team championships. Street Profits, Montez Ford, if you just want a feel-good moment. Braun Strowman and Ricochet are kind of circling the drain. Neither of them have done anything recently. Alpha Academy are more interested in their own storyline with Maximum Male Models than they are with the match. In fact, I would even say I could see Maximum Male Models coming out and Otis being distracted and maybe being lured into the back. Maybe with a big turkey. Maybe with a turkey, And then that's how Chad Gable loses. I don't think it's even elimination. I think it's first pinfall, which is awful. Viking Raiders or Street Profits. Alpha Academy, definitely not. Braun Strowman, Ricochet, very doubtful. Street Profits, if you want a feel-good moment with Montez Ford, probably more likely Viking Raiders. If the Usos retain their tag titles and they want to keep the bloodline going, maybe Street Profits, so that the Street Profits can get a match at maybe Backlash against the Usos. That's about the best I can think of. If you were wanting to bet on that one, I'd go either Street Profits or Viking Raiders. I wouldn't go either of the other ones. Next up, Night 2. Night 2, I'm going to do this in reverse order, actually. So, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, a shoved-together tag team, versus Natalya and Shotzi, a shoved-together tag team, versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, a shoved-together tag team, against the only actual tag team, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, who are the guaranteed winners of this match. If Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler do not go over in this match, WrestleMania is being booked horribly, horribly wrong. I think Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler have to go over to show their dominance. I don't think anyone even comes close to touching them, and I'm fairly sure that Ronda and Shayna are the ones that are going to take the tag team championships. I'm shocked that Ronda Rousey does not have a bigger role on WrestleMania. For a start, she is still a huge name. I think it's weird that she's in mid to undercard of WrestleMania. This is not a marquee match. This is, again, 8 women being given 8 women being shoved on the card to get a payday. That is what this is, and I think Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler destroy all 6 women. I think if this was a 6-on-2 tag team, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler would still win. That's how confident I am. Next up, Brock Lesnar versus Omos. This is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, but for the new era. I think Brock Lesnar just destroys Omos. There is talk of Brock Lesnar walking away, saying that he's done with wrestling, and there's a lot of talk of maybe he'll put Omos over. That would be a huge thing for Omos. It would build a big star for Omos to defeat Brock Lesnar. No. Brock Lesnar destroys Omos, I would say. I would be shocked if Omos won. I don't think Brock Lesnar is rolling over for Omos. I just don't see it happening. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus Finn Balor. Finally, the end of this freaking storyline that has been going on for far too long. Edge absolutely needs to defeat Finn Balor, because if Finn Balor defeats Edge, they're going to continue the storyline, and by God, they need to be done with this freaking storyline. Edge does not need to feud with Judgment Day. This is purely for Edge's benefit. It's not for Finn Balor. It's not for anyone else in the Judgment Day. I thought it was mental that they had Edge and Beth Phoenix, his wife, beat Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley at the last pay-per-view, when Rhea Ripley won the Royal Rumble from number 1 and is going on to WrestleMania. To have Rhea Ripley lose in a match like that was mental and insane. I think the idea here is to just have Edge defeat the demon Finn Balor, just to show that he's defeated the strongest, biggest version of Finn, and then Edge can leave happy. I would like it if Edge stayed around, but I think this is Edge getting done, getting finished with a storyline, and I think he has to go over Finn Balor. I think if Finn Balor wins, it continues the storyline, and I think everyone is pretty much done with this storyline. So I think Edge has to win. Edge isn't necessarily the one that I want to win. I'd actually be pretty happy if Finn Balor won, because I think Finn Balor beating Edge in a Hell in a Cell would be a pretty big thing for him. But I do not see it happening. Whoa, the music started going weird. You guys can hear that, right? Next up, the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Guaranteed Drew McIntyre is not winning this match. Drew McIntyre is not the person for winning this. Sheamus has never won the Intercontinental Championship. He has won every other big title, well, I mean, except for the Universal Championship. He's been US Champion, Tag Team Champion. He's been... he's not won Universal. He has won the tag titles. He's won... I'm sure there's more, but he has never won the Intercontinental Championship, and winning the Intercontinental Championship would make him a Grand Slam champion, and I think that is what is going to happen at WrestleMania, unless Roman Reigns loses the championship. Then if Roman Reigns is planning to lose the titles, I could see Gunther holding the IC Championship for a long time, and Gunther potentially beating Honky Tonk Man's record. But where Honky Tonk Man was a dastardly heel that would connive and skive and run away and get himself disqualified and anything to keep his championship, Gunther is a legitimate and dominant Intercontinental Champion, and he is essentially the oh my goodness, what is his name? He's the Bruno Sammartino of the Intercontinental Championship, is what I was trying to say. So either Gunther's winning and retaining the Intercontinental Championship and keeping it for a long, long time, which he's done a pretty good job of so far, and he's very, very dominant, or Sheamus wins and he gets his feel-good moment where he essentially, gets his Grand Slam victory. I could also see, if Sheamus is going to win, I could see him not pinning Gunther. I could see him pinning Drew McIntyre instead, because then Gunther didn't actually get pinned to lose his title. That makes Gunther very, very annoyed at Adam Pearce making it a triple threat match, because he doesn't have to be involved in the finish, which he said on SmackDown that he was very, very annoyed at that he could lose his title without actually losing the match himself. So that might play into it. However, of course, it could just be that Gunther just wins. That Gunther just continues his reign of dominance. Second last match, the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I'll be honest, I don't really care. I have grown bored of Bianca Belair. She has become the female John Cena. I am sick and tired of her having the championship. She doesn't have any storylines going on. She just comes out, wins, smiles, and that's it. Asuka is 41 years old. She's one of the older females in WWE, and she has went back to her old gimmick of Kana, and she is currently more amazing at the moment than she has ever been in WWE, in my opinion. Where she comes out with face paint, the eyes, the pink eyes, the whole new gimmick, the whole new moveset as well. Because she's got a different version of the Asuka lock now. That she basically does essentially a Rings of Saturn rather than the cross arm chicken wing that she used to do. She's got herself a new theme. She's reinvented herself since the Royal Rumble, and I think I would be happy to see Asuka as champion. I think it'd be different. I think it'd be new, and I think if you're going to put the title on Asuka, now is the time to do it. I don't know if another win for Bianca Belair at WrestleMania does anything for her. I think if anything, it pretty much just buries Asuka. And I don't really want to see Asuka buried. I think she's got a wave of momentum that is rising, and I think in order to keep that momentum going, she has to win the championship. And then maybe she can defend the championship at Backlash. Maybe Bianca Belair can win it back off of her then, if Bianca Belair really enjoys being with the Raw Women's Champion. But I really would like to see Asuka win this. But there isn't any storyline going into this match. There's no investment. There's no involvement with the audience. There's no real storyline. It's just these are two good competitors and they're going to clash at WrestleMania, and that is a damn shame. I don't even think they need more screen time. I think they had screen time. They just didn't do anything with it. I think it's the writer's fault, if anything. That's what I'd blame it on. But I would like to see Asuka win. However, I could see WWE keeping the belt on Bianca, unfortunately. But if I were to put money on, I would go Asuka, because that is the more interesting and it is the more highlight thing that you can have for WrestleMania. But the problem with Bianca Belair is she's the lol Cena wins, but for female, and that sucks. Lastly, the last one, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. It's Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Who do I want to win? I would love to see Cody Rhodes win, and I would love on the first Raw after WrestleMania for Cody Rhodes to bring back the Winged Eagle belt. That would be huge. That would be amazing. However, I could also see Roman Reigns defending the championship, keeping it, and holding it for another year, and continuing the Bloodline story. Now, the reports we have had is that Roman Reigns is planning to take an extended break after WrestleMania. That would imply that he's planning to drop the title and then walk away. And if Roman Reigns drops the title to Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes is the new champion, he's going to have to have a new competitor. He isn't going to be able to fight against Roman Reigns again. So that would make sense if Sheamus beats Drew McIntyre, and then Gunther doesn't have the Intercontinental Championship, and you have the undefeated Intercontinental Champion that was dominant going up against Cody Rhodes. And then you can have Cody Rhodes versus Gunther at the next pay-per-view, and you can run that as a big storyline. You can have Cody Rhodes has defeated the Bloodline. Now he has to defeat Imperium. You know, this is the next roadblock. You know, this is the next obstacle to overcome. However, just because Roman Reigns is taking a significant amount of time off, Brock Lesnar did hold the championship and just buggered off from WWE for the better part of half a year, possibly even longer. And he was still champion, and he would only come out for one special match win, and then he would go and hide once again. And I could see very much that Roman Reigns gets the same sort of thing happen to him. A lot of people thought that Sami Zayn was going to beat Roman Reigns, and I didn't see it happening. A lot of people think that Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman Reigns, and I'm skeptical. I think it would be a huge momentous thing. I can imagine what the pyros and the fireworks would look like if Cody Rhodes finally defeats the reign of terror, the Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. I imagine the Roman Reigns would be broken, he would be destroyed, he'd be upset, especially if the Usos lose their tag team championships as well, and the bloodline is finally destroyed, the family goes their separate ways, the bloodline feud is over, Cody Rhodes has finished the story. However, if The Rock has agreed to a match at WrestleMania 40, that would make sense as to why Roman Reigns wants to take 6 months off. He'll maybe show up for SummerSlam, win there, take some time off, show up at the Royal Rumble, win a match there, and then show up at WrestleMania and take on The Rock. That is what could also possibly happen. And if Roman Reigns does that, there's a very good chance that Roman Reigns could beat Bruno Sammartino's reign if he just continues to do things like that, where he only wrestles sporadically. Because that's what Bruno Sammartino did. Bruno Sammartino was not wrestling every single week. He would only wrestle in big special matches in Madison Square Gardens. And I think a lot of people have said that Roman Reigns is the new Bruno Sammartino, and I think they are absolutely correct. I think they're absolutely on the money. Cody Rhodes winning would be huge for Cody Rhodes. But in terms of history, in terms of 10 years from now, looking back on it, on WrestleMania 39, I could see it being a bigger thing for Roman Reigns to retain, and this is just part of the road of Roman Reigns, on the lead up to... Because WrestleMania 40 is going to be a huge WrestleMania. That is going to be the 40th WrestleMania. 39 is not a big number. So whatever they plan for WrestleMania 40 has to be big. And I think the biggest thing they could do is have Roman Reigns versus The Rock. So... And there was even a lot of talk that Roman Reigns would maybe fight The Rock on night 1 and Cody Rhodes on night 2, and he would defend his titles separately. That's another thing, because the titles are being kept together. See, the thing is, Roman Reigns' huge title run is his Universal Championship. He's held that a lot longer than he's had the WWE World Championship, and it's just the fact that they're both fused together now. I think if he defended them separately, there'd be more of a chance of him losing. But because they're together, I don't know. I would love Cody Rhodes to win. But I could see Roman Reigns retaining. And that's what it comes down to. And I don't know what the difference is. I don't know which one's going to win there. So, let me just very quickly recap. Austin Theory versus John Cena on night 1. If John Cena's staying around, John Cena wins. If John Cena's just one and done, Austin Theory wins. I would put money on Cena. I think Cena's going to stick around until SummerSlam. SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea has to win. There is no question. The Undisputed Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens if Roman Reigns loses. The Usos if Roman Reigns wins. That's what I'm calling it. Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish versus Damage Control. Becky, Lita, Trish absolutely win. No question. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. It makes more sense for Logan Paul to win. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic. Dominic has to win. If Rey Mysterio is retiring, you have to go out in a shield. Put over Dominic Mysterio. Braun Strowman, Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders. I don't care. And neither do you. Let's say Street Profits if the Usos win. Viking Raiders if Sami and Kevin win. because it's going to set up the next feud for the titles. Night 2, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are all going to lose to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler without question. Brock Lesnar versus Omos, Lesnar, definitely. Hell in a Cell Edge versus Finn Balor, I would like Finn Balor, but it's going to be Edge. Intercontinental Championship, again, depends on whether Roman Reigns is going to defend or whether he's going to drop the belt. If Roman Reigns drops the belt, Sheamus absolutely wins the belt. If Roman Reigns retains, I think Gunther retains. I think that's what it comes down to. And then the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I would love it if Asuka won, but I see Bianca Belair winning, and she's so boring. So, and then of course we have Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. It's a coin flip. I couldn't tell you one way or another for certain who's winning, whether it's Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. I think there's a lot depending on that match. I think the entire landscape of wrestling depends on that match. So, with that said, let me do my predictions. So, what do we have? Rey Mysterio's not winning, William Regal's not winning, Kevin Owens could. Let's gamble on Kevin Owens and Sami winning. Lita is definitely winning. Mia Yim isn't even on the show. Oh, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are right beside each other and they're both worth the same amount of points. I'm gonna bypass that for just now. Bret Hart, nope. Shinsuke Nakamura, nope. Stone Cold Steve Austin, nope. Edge, yeah, Edge is going to win, isn't he? I could also see Brock Lesnar winning. Brock Lesnar was right there. Although Brock Lesnar is only worth 2,950. It's a little bit less. Finn Balor isn't winning. Xavier Woods isn't there. Johnny Gargano isn't there. Let's put Brock Lesnar in just now. Dusty Rhodes, no. Dexter Lumis. Rhea Ripley is definitely going to win. She has to. Let's see here. Beth Phoenix isn't there. Omos is not beating Brock Lesnar. I don't care what you say. It would very, very surprise me if Omos won. Tegan Nox, Valhalla, Santos, Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley isn't even on the card. Bobby Lashley was supposed to fight Bray Wyatt. So, The Miz is the host of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes again. Charlotte Flair, nope. AJ Styles isn't there. He's got a broken ankle. Maurice is probably hanging around backstage with The Miz. Alexa Bliss is unfortunately going through some medical issues. I won't mention it here, but I hope that she's okay. I genuinely hope she's okay. Guido, no. China, no. Asuka, hopefully, but for 3,255, I don't want to risk it. Everything else here is all lower down. Okay. So let's go Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Who is winning? Rather than go... So, my heart wants Cody Rhodes to win. My brain thinks Roman Reigns is going to retain. It's brain versus heart. They're both worth the same amount of points. They're both worth 3,385 points. Reigns or Rhodes? Finish the story. Bloodline. Will The Rock even accept a match at WrestleMania? Roman Reigns wants to take a break. Does that mean he's going to drop the title? If Cody Rhodes wins the title, he's going to be there every week. He'll be able to defend it every single pay-per-view. Would that be better for ratings than if Roman Reigns is the undefeated champion and retains? That's a hell of a question. I don't even want to gamble on that one. But it looks like I don't really have a choice. Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns? I'll be honest, I'd be happy if either of them won. If Roman Reigns won, I'd be like, cool. You know, that's good for the business. If Cody Rhodes wins, I'll be very happy because it's his first time getting the championship. It's going to be the first time that Rhodes in the main event at WrestleMania. I'm going to go with... I kind of want to go with Roman Reigns. But I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes. Because if Cody Rhodes wins, then Kevin Owens also wins. If Roman Reigns wins, Kevin Owens doesn't, it's going to be the Usos. That's what I think. So everything there is currently worth $3,385 apart from Brock Lesnar. Can I swap you out with anything bigger? With more potential points? Omos! Damn it. Hey, just realised the WrestleMania 13 weren't there. Okay, those are only worth 3,250, which isn't quite the same. No, that's me. That's me. I've decided. So I don't have a good enough Austin Theory or John Cena. Rhea Ripley is going to beat Charlotte Flair. The tag titles, we are gambling on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Becky, Lita, and Trish are definitely going to win, so Lita is a solid pick. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, I don't have one that's big enough, that's good enough for either of them. Rey versus Dominic, I do have a Rey Mysterio, but I am certain he is going to lose to Dominic Mysterio. Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, I don't care, and we don't have anything that's good enough. Undisputed Championship, we are gambling on Cody Rhodes. Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I would like Asuka to win, but I don't have anything that's good enough. All I've got is an Octane Pro. IC Championship, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. It's either going to be Gunther or Sheamus, but I don't have one that's good enough for either of them. Edge versus Finn Balor. Edge has to win, I think, to finish off the storyline. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. The whole story is Brock Lesnar, like, Omos is too big. You can't throw Omos. You can't F5 Omos. You can't lift Omos. He's too big. And we've seen Brock Lesnar F5 people that are larger. I mean, he F5'd Big Show, and Big Show is like 500 pounds, and Omos is like 400. So, yeah, you can. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, etc. Ronda Rousey and Shayna are the only winners of that match. So that is me. That is me locked in. I have decided that is what I am going for. Those are my picks. Those are my predictions. Even at that, we are gambling on Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. If Brock Lesnar is going to walk away, maybe he would lose to Omos. I just doubt it. I feel like if Brock Lesnar is going to walk away and this is going to be his last match, I doubt. I think he's just holding out for a bigger paycheck. Then I think he would lose to someone slightly better than Omos. I don't think Omos is going to be the next one of the Giant. I hate to tell you. I don't think Omos is going to be the next Great Khali. I think he's better than that. But I don't think he's going to be huge. You know, I don't think he's going to be the be all and end all like what Andre the Giant was back in the 80s or the 70s. Or even the early 90s. So that is my predictions. So that's it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these little videos go up. And thank you all for watching. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are as well, because I'm very interested in seeing that. And let me know if you agree or disagree with anything, and tell me why. I'll be happy to have that conversation with you. If you want to talk to me, of course, you can find me in my Discord in the description below. But that's going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.